Hello, my name is Michael Green, and with me today I have Robbie Miller, who is a performer, guitarist, songwriter, singer, and also a guitarist in the band The Scruff. So, Robbie, you've been performing for quite a while. When did it all start?
I guess it started when I suppose really when I learned to play the guitar. None of us in our family really played anything, so I didn't. It wasn't like my dad played and I was like, oh, I want to be able to play guitar like dad or anything like that. My sister decided to take guitar lessons at school, and she's older than me, and I think the deal was if she goes and gets guitar lessons at school, my dad will pay for it if she comes home and teaches him what she learned. So it was like, say he could have some lessons as well. And I was never really interested in doing guitar, but there was then all of a sudden guitar hanging around. So we kind of just learned as a family, and we had some friends that used to come around, and we used to have jam sessions, and it kind of went from there. And then all of a sudden we sort of started this family band, and it was heavily focused on like Irish folk music. So I kind of just got drafted into this band, and I just remember like all of a sudden, Dad would be like, oh, we're going to go and sit in a pub and play some music. And I remember being really excited because I was like 9 years old, and I was thinking, oh wow, I get to, go and sit in a pub and, and play my guitar. And I think I only knew 3 chords. So that would have been...
Would it have been an acoustic guitar or...?
An acoustic guitar, yeah. And there would have been like 6 of us as well playing. And but that would, I guess, would have been my first performance in terms of music. And yes, so that's kind of where it all started. So from quite an early age, and I definitely didn't know as much as I needed to know, I suppose, but it was more of like a dive in the deep end. And
was there any nerves when you at that age, or was it just a fearlessness, like you just like that excitement of just getting on stage and performing?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was so much of a stage as it was like a corner of a pub where like no one really was watching, but I don't know, I think like when you're a kid, or I was with my dad and my sister, and like, I don't know, when you're a kid you don't really have any fears, do you? You just don't care what's going to happen, you just live in that moment. So it wasn't really, I was just playing along like we did it at home, and so yeah, it wasn't that much.
And what age was it when you started performing more like solo, like sort of like stuff? Like...
Well, I guess like I was in a band. Well, I went through loads of teenage bands that just we just did Blink-182 covers and stuff like that, because all sort of folk music became really boring and uncool after a while. So yeah, I just went and sort of we just did all this teenage rock stuff, and then I guess I'd go out with. I was in a band called Scratch Play for a while with some really good friends from school, and we'd go out and do gigs that nobody wanted to see, and but that kind of stuff. So that was exciting. You with your mates. So yeah, I guess really like 16, 17. All the while before that, I would have still been playing with like my family band as well. So I'd done loads of gigs, but I guess but it was a bit of a different story when we were like rolling amps out and stuff.
Even
like
though they were different genres, did you find the experience you had playing with the scratch plate, sort of, did you bring that back to your family band?
Not really, because that was rock music, hard rock music. I'd actually probably brought experience from playing with my dad's folk band just to those kind of bands.
And it sort of built the confidence up to actually go
Yeah,
to, and then
yeah.
sort of,
Yeah, but I guess really when it really started to get on the scene is when I met Fergus for the first time, and then me and him used to just go out and play duo gigs all the every weekend. So that racked up a lot of gigs as well, and so yeah, I think that's really where it all started to happen, and it was the whole I don't know, the comfort of you're not with your you've got to set up a PA system now, your dad's not about to do it, that kind of thing. So yeah, I think that's sort of
Would you say that's part of, I mean, like so like for people who are just starting out or just like looking to get on stage and to perform, it's just literally just taking that first step just getting out there, taking that first step, and just doing as much as you possibly can.
Yeah, I mean, I teach a lot of people guitar, and it doesn't matter really whether you're 10 years old or whether you're 50, 60 years old. Anyone can perform, and I still say you can practice the guitar as much as you like, and that will always be great. But you really, whether you're performing or whether you just got a mate coming around and you're learning some songs together, the fact that you're playing with someone else is such a big deal. And all of a sudden progress just shoots through the roof because you're your mates learn that part, you've got to learn this part now, and you're starting to put it all together, and definitely like going out. But I didn't really, like I said, there was a whole comfort zone of playing with my family band and all that, because your family is there and you're very comfortable.
Feel like you got a support network that you had growing up.
Yeah.
Going into that.
But really, where it all started to kick off for me is when I met Matt Roberts, and he pretty much took me under his wing and said, come to I think it was the Queen's Tavern at the time.
Yeah.
He was running a jam night. Come there and just play a few songs. And I remember being like, I'm going out and playing my guitar, and it's not folk music. I'm gonna play, I don't know, I can't remember, but I remember thinking I was really nervous for that. But I did, and then I went and did some gigs with Matt, and he's actually the guy that pushed me out to playing live properly, I guess.
Yeah, sort of like that sort of like a mentor sort of guy who sort of he's been doing it for years, and he's sort of been doing his open mic nights. So the open mic nights are a great place to sort of go down and sort of build your confidence and test out your performance skills. And
absolutely, yeah. I totally agree. I think, I don't know, I feel like I'd be a completely different player if I didn't sort of have that push to go and do that. So
a little tip for for people who are sort of playing guitar and performing, have you got any sort of tips to actually sort of be more engaging with the audience? And
I don't know. I don't know how much of an authority I am to really give advice.
I mean, what's your sort of
Well, I don't know. I guess I've always been influenced by bands that are somewhat theatrical and just engaging straight away. But we don't all have the budget that Kiss have, or anyone like that. So I think really, I like to see, it's the whole cliche thing. If the bands are having a good time, the audience are going to have a good time. I mean, yeah, that's fine. I think also just looking at people, directly look into their eyes.
Eye contact, yeah.
And people are instantly, I feel, I'm instantly invested. I was at a gig the other night, or actually it was a jam night in London, and a band came and played from New Orleans, and nobody knew I didn't know who they were, and plenty of other people didn't know who they were. And they got up and played, and they did about 6 songs, but everyone was invested because this lady singing, she was, I don't know, she would look at you, and you're almost sort of like a cow in headlights. You're like, oh my gosh, why are you looking at me? But then, I don't know, you kind of, then you're into it, and I just feel like you're so much more invested. And so I always heard something once, if you can, within the first 2 songs, try and look at every single person in the eyes in the room. If you're doing the kind of gigs that I do, then 5 people isn't hard to look at. Yeah.
I always find that,
5,000 might be different.
Yeah, because when I'm sort of talking to people about this sort of thing, I do find when you're on that stage, it's trying to work the circumference of the stage. So rather than say you have people who are just straight in front of you, you've got the people down the sides. You need to feel like you need to engage them as well. So
yeah, probably before these guys as well.
Because they're already straight in front.
They're already there, yeah. So I don't know. I think if you, a lot of the confidence, it's really easy just to look down on the floor and just play your guitar. We can hide behind our guitars. You can hide behind the drums. The lead singer can sort of try and hide if they're not playing the guitar. But I don't know. I feel something that I'm always gonna pay a lot more attention if I've been like if they're trying to make eye contact with me, and that's just a confidence thing. But I think it makes a big difference. I really, really do. Yeah.
What would you say, like, when you say it's a confidence thing, what things could somebody do to like sort of build that?
I think you just have to do it, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like anything, you know. Going to your first jam night, putting on your first gig, writing your first song, or performing your first song, like you just, whatever, man. You know, like, just got to do it, and it's that takes time. It's a lot easier for other people to just get out and do that kind of stuff. I mean, there's no doubt, you know, all these jam nights or open mic nights that are going on, and you know, I'm sure there are people that are just in that pub drinking that are just absolutely incredible shredders and musicians.
Yeah.
We just don't know about them, and that's fine. They might not want to perform. Maybe they do want to perform. They haven't got the confidence, you know. So that's what I'd say.
Brilliant. So yeah, just go out there and do it.
I think so. Yeah.
Brilliant. On that note, thank you very much.
Michael Green, thanks very much. Good luck with everything, man.
Thank you. Thank you for watching.